Hey everyone, how's it going? For today's video, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the 2018 BMW X3 M40i. This thing is so cool and it sounds incredible. In this review, I'm going to cover all the ins and outs from performance to interior features, pricing, and so much more. I'll also take it for a thorough drive and show you many of the unique aspects throughout the interior as well as exterior. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up and let her run. For 2018, BMW is launching the all-new third-generation X3. It'll be built right here in the US at the brand's Spartanburg, South Carolina plant, where they also make the X4, X5, and X6. As we've come to expect from some of BMW's newest models, the differences between this one and the one that came before it are pretty substantial, not just with performance but efficiency, interior quality, and features and driving dynamics. Like before, the X3 will be offered in both 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder variants. While displacements carry over, both engines are all new for this model, and they're both more powerful than their predecessors. The 4-cylinder X330i is available in both rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, with pricing starting at $41,000 and $42,650 respectively. However, the biggest news for 2018 is the introduction of a new M-Performance variant known as the M40i. It comes standard with all-wheel drive and starts at $54,500. M-Performance is a new sub-brand that bridges the gap between the standard model and what would be a full-blown M product. Other vehicles that have gotten this treatment include the M550i and the M760i. As far as the M40i, you can think of it as a direct competitor to the Mercedes-AMG GLC 43. As far as price and performance though, you can also compare it to the Porsche Macan S and the Audi SQ5. The M-Performance treatment is a lot more than just a more powerful engine. The suspension, brakes, and steering all see significant revisions to make this thing truly a blast to drive. From the outside, you also have a unique aerodynamic kit with more aggressive front and rear bumpers, side skirts, and wheel lip moldings. Up front, BMW's Icon adaptive LED headlamps are standard equipment. Out back, you have an active exhaust system with black chrome tips, and instead of the chrome trim found in the standard model, you have a combination of gloss black and cerium gray trim. This example we're looking at today is equipped with quite a few optional extras, such as Phytonic blue metallic paint, the Premium package, Executive package, the Adaptive M suspension, Drive and Assistance package, and more. With a handful of other options and a $995 destination charge, total MSRP for what you see here comes to $65,045. The M40i comes standard with 19-inch wheels and a choice of either performance or all-season tires. However, BMW also offers 20 and 21-inch wheels that come exclusively with performance tires. Shown here are the 20-inch wheels. They're wrapped in staggered fitment tires, two 45/45s in front and two 75/40s in the rear. Because the X3 doesn't come standard with a spare tire, all of the tires fitted regardless if they're all-season or performance are of run-flat design. However, BMW does offer a Space Saver tire as a $150 option if you want it. If you get it, it also comes with all the necessary changing equipment. The M40i stops harder and quicker thanks to standard M Sport brakes. These are optionally available on the xDrive 30i as well, but they come with larger and thicker internally ventilated discs both front and rear, with beefier calipers that are painted blue with the little M logos. Up front you have 13.7-inch discs with 4-piston fixed calipers, and in the rear you have 13.5-inch discs with single-piston floating calipers. The rack and pinion steering is electric power assisted. The level of assistance is speed dependent. The M40i has standard variable sport steering though, which reacts to the angle of the steering wheel independently from your current speed with varying steering ratios. There's several important benefits with having this system. It improves handling in general, but more specifically, you get better directional stability, greater precision, and improved agility. One area where you should notice a big difference between this setup and a regular X3 is that this reduces the required steering wheel movement at larger angles, so if you're on a tight, twisty back road, you turn the wheel, it'll feel more responsive relative to that input. In the default comfort mode, the steering is quick, accurate, and well weighted, but if you want a little bit more heft, you can dial it in Sport and Sport Plus. Hey guys, I wanted to talk for a minute about Lexol products. They've been my go-to leather care brand for quite a while now, and just recently sent me some of their stuff to try out on the new truck, which has been great. They've actually been making high-quality products in the US now for over 85 years. The brand offers a two-step clean and care process in order to rejuvenate and maintain the condition of your leather to keep it looking fresh for the long term. The Lexol Deep Cleaner is step 1. It loosens and lifts away dirt, debris, and oils that gets trapped in leather over time without leaving behind a messy residue. After that, you follow up with the Lexol Deep Conditioner. Just spray it on, rub in, buff, and wipe off. Simple as that. The formula is designed to penetrate deep into the leather to restore its suppleness and strength and guard against premature aging and cracking. I'll be the first to admit I am exceptionally picky when it comes to the products used on my personal cars, so I've always appreciated the continued commitment to quality and the consistent results of Lexol products. So follow the link in the description box below and pick up some bottles for your vehicle today. The suspension design is sort of similar to the previous generation, but of course updated. You have an aluminum double joint spring strut front suspension and a 5-link lightweight steel rear suspension. There's been a reduction in unsprung weight by fitting aluminum swivel bearings and tubular anti-roll bars, as well as optimized wheel location at the front. Plus, with improved axle kinematics, you have better handling, straight line stability, and improved steering feel. The M40i actually has a sport suspension as standard, which includes firmer springs, dampers, and anti-roll bars. If you wanted to take adjustability to the next level, you can also opt for the adaptive M suspension, which includes electronically controlled dampers that are tied into the various drive modes, so you can firm them or relax them on demand, or let the vehicle decide based on your driving style. I haven't driven one of these with the standard suspension, so I can't comment on it, but I came away from this example super impressed. It was a lot more fun than I was initially expecting it to be. Now, you would expect any BMW that wears an M badge is gonna be fun in some way, shape, or form. But this is a compact SUV. It kinda takes you by surprise when you start pushing it and finding out what it's really made of. You not only have the performance from acceleration and handling, but you also have all of the utility and the practicality that comes with the all-wheel drive system and just the interior room in general. It's no surprise that this segment has taken off the way it has. On the road, there's no unnecessary floating, it feels tight with excellent body control and a well-managed ride. You can leave it in comfort all day long and be just as happy with the way it soaks up the bumps, or if you want it a little bit tighter, throw it into Sport and Sport Plus and have some fun. The M40i is powered by a turbocharged 3-liter inline 6-cylinder. It delivers 355 horsepower between 5,500 and 6,500 RPM, and 369 pound-feet of torque between 1,520 and 4,800 RPM. With those numbers, it can do 0 to 60 in about 4.6 seconds and reach a top speed limited to 155 miles per hour. For comparison's sake, the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder found in the X3 produces 248 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It can do 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. As far as construction, the two engines are almost one and the same aside from one being bigger than the other. Right down to the bore and stroke dimensions, they're identical. They both utilize all aluminum construction, twin-scroll turbochargers, an 11:1 compression ratio, direct fuel injection, and more. On top of that, both engines also utilize the same 8-speed automatic transmission and 3.385 final drive. The differences with the M40i really boil down to just different electronics and programming and the fact that it has launch control. You can shift the transmission manually by the console selector or by the steering wheel paddles. Making sure that power gets to the ground properly is BMW's xDrive intelligent all-wheel drive system. It's now more efficient for 2018 with a lighter rear differential and a modified transfer case. this new system actually made its initial debut on the current generation 7 series. Compared to the system used on the X3 M40i, the M40i setup is more rear-biased. The system is networked with the dynamic stability control to consistently vary the power split between all 4 wheels. To personalize the driving experience, all new X3s feature 3 drive modes, including Eco Pro, Comfort, and Sport. If you get adaptive dampers, an adaptive mode is added which allows the vehicle to just kind of make decisions based on your driving style, but with the M40i, you get an exclusive Sport Plus mode. Within these modes, there's also individual subsettings that allow for even more personalization if you didn't like the factory defaults. The drive modes are one thing, but if you opt for the executive package, you get this fully digital reconfigurable instrument cluster that also changes its layout based on the drive mode you have selected. It's one of my favorite features. As far as fuel economy, the M40i is rated at 20 miles per gallon in the city and 27 miles per gallon on the highway. You can expect an average of around 23 miles per gallon. BMW recommends the use of 91 octane fuel, but says 89 octane is acceptable. Total capacity is 17.2 gallons. The interior of the new X3 is a wonderful place to be. The previous generation was really nice too, but the difference between this one and that one is like night and day when it comes to comfort, build quality, and the features that you can get. Not only that, but it feels properly luxurious, like you really do get what you pay for. Plus, between the premium package, executive package, and all of the other options available, there's a lot of different ways that you can personalize this interior, including some cool optional tech such as BMW's gesture control, and I'll show you that in just a moment. You have quite a handful of leather colors to choose from, most of which are complemented by accent stitching and piping. As far as trim, you have the choice between 3 wood finishers and 2 aluminum finishers, including the rhombus seal trim shown in this example. Fully powered sports seats come standard that offer a great blend of comfort and support. There's adjustable side bolsters, 4-way lumbar, and even manual thigh support for both the driver and passenger. Something else I really wanted to talk about is ergonomics, because it seems like with every new generation of BMW they improve by leaps and bounds. Everything is very simple and straightforward, and I also like how the center section of the dash is tilted slightly towards the driver. BMW also states that there's more storage space than ever before and that it's easier to access, and I firmly believe that. There's quite a lot across the center console. You have generous door pockets, a big locking glove box, and a lot of trunk space, but I'll talk about the latter towards the end of the video. As far as some of the cool tech, I already talked about the reconfigurable instrument cluster, but there's an available wireless phone charging tray in the console, a huge heads-up display that has very high-res graphics, and an all-new infotainment system that incorporates a touchscreen. You can operate this system a handful of different ways. Probably one of the more cooler or comical, depending on how you look at it, method is the gesture control. You can program different things to happen with different gestures, but it allows for hands-free operation. Of course, you can go old school and use all of the dials, or you can use the rotary controller in the center console. Now, BMW has had setups like this for quite a while now, but this is one of the easiest to use to date. You go up, down, left and right, press down, twist left and right to go between all of the different menus and sub-menus, but there's also a touchpad on top so you can input written commands, specifically with the navigation and some of the other features here and there. There's shortcut buttons around the dial so you don't have to fish through the different menus to get to some of the more important bits. It's a logically organized system that of course takes a little bit to get used to, but it's one of the best systems on the market. As far as media options, you have pretty much everything under the sun, from satellite radio to a built-in hard drive, CD player, and iPod integration. Apple CarPlay is an optional feature, Android Auto is not available yet, and you have the choice of 2 audio systems. This one had the bass system and it was alright, but it was kinda weak. If you really enjoy listening to music, I would suggest checking out the Harman Kardon option. Let's quickly talk about safety as well. Along with a suite of airbags throughout the interior, when it comes to driver assistance and semi-automated driving, all of the systems that BMW currently offers are available in the X3. including but not limited to active cruise control with stop and go, active lane keeping assistant with side collision avoidance, front and rear cross traffic alert, forward collision warning with city collision mitigation, and a 360-degree camera system with park assist. The back seat in the X3 is exactly what we've come to expect from vehicles in this segment. It's a generous amount of space, but it's also very well appointed. The build quality and the features that you can get is very reflective of its price point. A tri-zone climate control system is now standard, and if you go for the premium package, you get heated front seats, a heated steering wheel, and heated rear seats. The panoramic moonroof is standard on the M40i and optional on the other models. The nice thing about this one compared to the one found in the previous generation is that it's now 9.8 inches longer, so it lets a lot more light into the interior. As far as space, I'm 5'10" and I still had plenty of room to spare both in head and leg space. There's 3 adjustable headrests, plenty of storage, and a power outlet in the bottom console. Another new feature is that you can now recline the rear seat for even greater comfort on long trips. The X3 comes with a power-operated liftgate and a pretty versatile cargo area that has 28.7 cubic feet worth of space behind the rear seat. The seat back is actually split 40-20-40. What that means is that, like a lot of vehicles in this segment, you can fold it down in a 60-40 split fashion, but let's say you have longer items like poles and skis and the like. You can fold down just the middle section and still be able to sit 2 people comfortably. Fold the seats down, you have up to 62.7 cubic feet. Underneath the trunk floor, you have additional storage. Up top, though, you have adjustable cargo hooks, a power outlet, and more. Now let's go ahead and see how she sounds. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the 2018 BMW X3 M40i. Be sure to stay tuned next time, leave a like and subscribe today. There's always a lot more where that came from. Take care everyone.